Okay. All things considered, looks like it's trying to go up. There we go. I think I see me there. Not entirely sure. Okay. Just waiting to see. Alright. There I am. And check my audio levels. See if I can be heard. Can I be heard? Can anyone hear me on the live stream? This is my first time trying to do it like this, where I have everything hooked up. So I'm like looking around to see if you guys can hear me. Okay, we're all good. All right, now I can finally look at your comments and be on camera and say what's up to everybody. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Hot Mic number 5. I've been doing these for a little while under different names and, whatever, but here we are. So today I kind of wanted to do it a little differently. I wanted to engage with you guys live, real time. You guys can see me, we can talk, we can ask questions and all that good stuff. And that way you can also just kind of get my real world reaction and see how I react to things and talk and just have a conversation, be a person, a human being. So many creators don't like to break the fourth wall as if they're some sort of celebrity, and it's like, I'm just a guy, just like many people out there, just a guy. Like, we're just people. Like, let's just not take it so seriously. So hopefully we can come on and we can have a conversation about the things in our community that matter. So let's see what you guys have. We've got Isaac. What's going on, man? You said, what's up? What's up, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming out tonight. We've got Ricardo. You said the best for you. Thanks. You said the best for you, Quantum. Thanks for the videos. I appreciate it. Most definitely. We've got Enoch. I want to thank you so much for being a VIP member. It really does help the channel out, and it means a lot to me. So seriously, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You said, what's good, Quantum? I can hear you, and thank you for the mic check. It's really hard to get into this whole streaming thing. I'm not a streamer. I'm not like one of those like e-thoughts or something like that, where all I do is like stream MySpace ponies and whatever, Xbox.com. Like, that's not my life, so I don't know how to do all of this stuff. This is very new. I'm like a dinosaur almost with that. We've got Ahim quadruple O. You said what up, man? We've got Ricardo. You said yes, my dude. Quick question: Hisense U6G or U7G? Help me decide. So for the I would say budget aspect of it, I would go with the Hisense U6G. Reason being, U6G is going to be like really good on those black levels. Like they like went really over the top with black levels, and I think the color is acceptable enough to where it's close enough to the U7 territory, almost to the point of making it hard to justify. Where the U7 becomes viable is if you're like me and you like motion processing and you have to have that. If you need that, that's where the U7 becomes viable, because now you effectively, come on, it's the U7G. You're going to have the HDMI 2.1, 120 hertz. I think VRR is also something that you gain when you go up to the U7 over the U6. I don't exactly remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that that's something that you do gain. And then, of course, there's the build quality. The design is incredible. You're talking things like the brush metal, hands-free voice control, I think still goes to the U8. No, the U7 also has that as well. So, really, it's basically a U8, just kind of like slightly over the top. Less over the top. So hopefully that helps a little bit, man. We've got big CD, C-dub. You said, what up and what's going on, man? I appreciate you coming out tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We've got Joshua. What's going on? You said, what it do, Q? About to hit an hour drive home, watching this on the road. Now I won't be falling asleep. Man, you got to be careful with all that, man. It's crazy. I could only imagine like having to drive home an hour and then listening to my ugly mug all day. That's not the best. But I appreciate you taking that time, man. I definitely do. Just be careful on the road with driving and watching the stream. I could only imagine being the cause of an accident. I'd feel so bad. But I do want to thank you, though, for being one of the most active people in our community lately. You've really been showing up for me and the community in general. So I do want to thank you for that. I have mad respect for you, brother. So thank you for that. We've got what is this? Artist 614. You said I sense you 9DG when bro waiting bro. When I tell you I've been pretty disappointed because Hisense, they were going to do it, all things were go, and then they got word that actually, and it came from some weird like headquarters. That's what I was told. It came from headquarters, and they were saying, "Hey, we're not going to be getting any units for reviewers to review or whatever." And so I was just sitting there, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's very different. I was not expecting that. I've already told people about this. This was supposed to be a thing. So now the thing has to be reworked, and so obviously it's a little more difficult. Trying to source a Hisense U9DG, nearly impossible. I've been looking. I haven't found anywhere that has one, and it's been a pain in my ass. So if I can find one, I will try, but I haven't seen anything. So fingers crossed that something happens for us, but I haven't seen anything, man. We've got Mo Kim. You said, "Hello, sir. I'm just curious. Why did you decide to take your mask off?" That's a good question. I think for me, it was like I've been wearing the mask for so many years. You guys that know my OG channel back in the day, you guys know I've been wearing the mask for so many years, not showing up on camera for so many years, and then it got to a point where it's like at 50,000 subscribers, I wanted to do something really special for you guys to say thank you for showing YouTube and showing everyone you can build a bigger community with honesty. You can be successful by being a good person, not just being the skeezy sellout that lies to people for no reason. And so the idea behind it was a lot of you guys wanted to see my face. A lot of people didn't want to see my face. But then for me, it's really difficult to be on set. Like, you guys don't see what's going on behind the camera here. Big ass lights, and it gets really hot. And then I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt. There's so much, right? And when you put a mask over that, it's hard to breathe. And then you're over there using the ventriloquist alphabet, trying to word and vocalize things so that your lips don't move and you can talk. It's very weird and it's not comfortable. And I think for me, the big thing was taking it off and being able to just breathe and be able to have healthy air. Because I hate being all masked up and attacked by the throat. And these masks are pretty serious. So I think only like when I do like, I guess, skits or something on the channel, I'll bring the masks back. They're not fully dead for anybody worried about that. They're still alive. They're in one of those drawers over there. They're alive. But I think for me, it's more so just I wanted freedom of being myself and being able to say, hey, this is me. I'm Quantum, the man behind the mask. And just wanted to say hi to everybody. So yeah, that's really why I took it off. No real other reason outside of that. And then also it was just kind of like, after years and years and years and years of not showing my mask, people really had like one line that they like to throw out. They're like, oh, he's afraid to show his face. He's afraid of everyone on YouTube. And I'm just like, afraid of who? Who am I afraid of? Exactly. I don't understand. Like, some guy on the internet behind a computer screen literally typing away with rage because I told him his Sony was bad. His LG was bad. I mean, really, I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things like, so that was also really fun to just kind of slap those people to the floor like, shut up. Like, nobody's afraid of you. You know what I mean? And so it's fun because I'm that personality type that, like, if you're going to start shit with me, I'll take it all the way to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, stonks. Okay, bro? That's just me, right? So I think that's kind of how I went about it. So hopefully that answers the mask question. We've got Y26OP. You said, does the TCL R646 suffer from banding and stutter? According to reviews for the previous TCL 6 series, it did stutter from such issues. So the TCL 6 series does have banding issues. That's not something you're going to get around, and they don't have like super bit mapping technology to smooth out the gradients or anything like that. You're stuck with it. That's one of their big downsides. However, as far as stutter is concerned, it's not stuttery at all. The motion this year was so good. I don't know. It's going to sound really messed up, but like there was a point where I'm like watching the TCL 6 series and I was just like, I don't think TCL made this motion themselves. That's how good it was. And it felt a lot like, maybe they got consulted by somebody else to like get their act together because it really feels way beyond anything they've ever done. And I was looking at this and I'm like, this is better than Sony this year. This is better than what I've seen from Samsung this year. Like, this is better than Hisense. This is better than Vizio. Like, they're really good. The only people they haven't beat this year is LG. And that's like really up there, man. Like, they hit hard this year with motion. So no motion stutters or anything like that. It's just a really solid television experience outside of the banding, if you can forgive the banding. I personally can't. I think the banding is one of those things that really suck. Okay, so we've got a question coming from Carl Goldman. What's going on, brother? You said loving the live thing. Yeah, right? It's like, it's been forever. I've been struggling for so many years to figure out how to do this whole thing, and I'm just kind of like, What am I doing? I don't know. I'm just gonna throw myself into the fire and figure out what happens. But I think I'm doing good. All right, we've got rookie 206 or 260. My dyslexic ass over here. You said 12 a.m. midnight UK. Nice. Thank you for watching at 12 a.m. Like that's super like heroic right now in my eyes because 12 a.m. I'm like dying of wanting to go to bed, so I'd probably be up too. But either way, I'd still appreciate you taking that time to watch. You said, what's the best TV for gaming? The LG C10 or C1, not the C10. That would be a major lie if I told you that, which I kind of did, but that was a mistake. The C1 for sure. Now the C1 because the C1 has all of the features that you're going to need. It's going to have the G-Sync. It's going to have the FreeSync. It's going to have HDMI 2.1. It's going to most importantly have Dolby Vision 120 Hz gaming. They've improved their gradients for BT 2020 when you force it under the HDMI signaling override. So you're going to have the ability to do cool things like I do. Create custom settings where you stop looking at calibration so much as a, oh my God, I need reference standards. And then you start looking at it like, how can I get into the role of a content creator, and really say, I'm going to take control of my TV and render it the way that the content should look post, like post creation, right? You're basically editing it. And I've been able to do some amazing things on the C1 with some HDR settings lately. Hell, I had to basically use it like an RGB color mixer because it was really green and not even a calibration tool was able to fix that through Calman. So yeah, that's basically my take on that. Now, as far as any other gaming TVs, I mean, if you didn't want OLED, I guess I should throw an alternative out there. I think you'd be probably better off with something like the TCL R646 and the Hisense U8G. Not particularly in that order. That's going to come down to a person-to-person choice. Not everybody's going to have the same idea behind that. Some people might say, like, I want a TV that is really inky deep black, and maybe the TCL might be better because it has that benefit over something like the Hisense, which black levels are a little bit of a weak area. So that's something that, I mean, not weak, but like it's not as strong as the TCL. The TCL just gets crazy inky. But then the TCL has black crush, so that's something you have to kind of work out. Okay, so we've got a question coming in from Russell. What's going on? You said 55-inch versus 65-inch UAG. Backlight difference, will it affect picture quality? Usually, I must be very honest, I haven't seen the 55-inch UAG. However, I have seen the H9G, which is said to be very, very similar to the 55-inch UAG. So I think the differences you're going to notice as far as backlight are not really going to be there. They don't usually lose brightness. The thing that you gain usually is more local dimming zones as you go up to a bigger screen size. However, I feel like it kind of scales appropriately to the screen size. So 55 is going to have obviously less zones because you don't need to pack that many zones in a tiny body. At least that's the logic on a lot of the companies out there. Honestly, I feel like the more the merrier. I mean, I want millions of zones, like we have on OLED, on LED. That'd be great, but we're not there yet, right? So, I mean, obviously that's the big benefit there. But outside of that, you really shouldn't see a big difference backlight-wise or anything. We've got Joshua. What's going on? You said you have a great voice. Both me and my wife think you should try doing voiceovers. When I was younger, I heard that a lot. A lot of people told me, like, you should try radio, you should try voiceovers. And I was just kind of like, where do you even start finding connections to do that kind of thing? It's not like I wouldn't be up for it. I do a pretty good Gollum voice. My wife would kill me. She absolutely hates it when I do that. She says it's pretty creepy. but you get the idea. I mean, I could do some things, but, I mean, I appreciate the compliment for sure. It's definitely, like, nice to know that I'm at least presenting myself normal and people are reciprocating of that, so I appreciate that. It was really cool you have your wife watching the stream too. Like, shout out for that. That's pretty awesome. All right, so we've got Russell. You said, by the way, love the content. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We've got Steve Chison. I'm gonna mess your name up. I'm sorry. Apologize. I'm just gonna call you Steve C. All right, you said, any update on when you'll be rating soundbars? Thanks as always. Soundbars, I mean, I can start pretty much immediately. It's just, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not very good at explaining things when I'm new to the concept of explaining them. And so what I mean by that is, like, I'm trying to structure my soundbar review because what are you gonna, it's sound, you know, and I'm taking sound and turning it into a visual concept like a video. So I'm trying to figure out like how do I make that work, you know, and trying to work that into the content. And so I'm trying to figure it out. Anybody out there watching right now, if you've got ideas, drop them down below and I'll do what I can. I mean, I have more than enough knowledge about how the sound itself works. I'm not confused as to how speakers work, but it's more so just the presenting it in a video format in a way that tells the story properly as to what the product is like and doing all that. That's the part I'm working out. So you know, it's learning a new product presentation niche, so to speak. So I can start immediately, but also I kind of would need to know like I think scalability. So how many people are going to want to see a video on that product because it does cost me money out of my own pocket. It's not free, right? So I'm not sponsored. Nobody's sending me anything or flying me out anywhere. I have to eat these costs. So I want to make sure when I'm buying these products, it's something you actually want to see, you know? Otherwise, it's just costing the channel money, and those funds could have been spent on something you guys really wanted to see. So I have to be very, like, diligent. I don't know, like, I'm at a crossroad now. Do I do a soundbar review, or do I just get the Sony X95J? You know, that's where we are right now. So I'm still trying to work all that out. And it really, honestly, feedback on the comments and the threads. If you guys have something you guys want to share, let me know. I'm open to, you know, anything you guys want to say there. All right, so we have a question from Ahim. What's going on, man? You said Quantum with the C1 being somewhat best this year for a 65-inch and currently up for the money. Should we wait for 2022? I have a 2021 U8G currently. Honestly speaking, if you've already got a U8G, I wouldn't buy the C1. I mean, I'm being honest. Like, if I had the U8G and I had to ask myself, would I want to spend another $1,400? No, I wouldn't do it. I've got basically everything I need. I've got quantum dot color. It's brighter than the C1's going to be. The highlight detail is going to be incredible. You know, it's not going to be as black and inky, and that's going to take away from the contrast, and it's not going to have the gaming features, and the motion's not going to be quite as good. But ultimately speaking, I also have hands-free voice control with the kill switch, and I've got a backlit remote, which the C1 doesn't have, and I've got a premium design. I mean, brushed metal, and I've got the chrome bezels. A guy like me, I love that kind of thing. That is like right up my ante. I'm like, all right, you're speaking my language here. You're gonna give me luxury for the price I pay? Cool. So it's not really something that I think would be necessary if you're already sitting with one of those TVs. And the same can be said about a Hisense H9G as well from last year. I wouldn't really upgrade. I don't see the point. Same thing can be said about what is it? The H9F from like 2 years ago even. I don't see a point in upgrading. Those things were like crazy bright. Black levels needed some lemon pledge. But I mean, honestly speaking, most of the experience visually is there. And for me, when I rate TVs, the most important thing, if anybody ever wondered, is picture quality. I don't really care about like how many features you can throw out at me because as a picture enthusiast, as somebody who creates picture professionally, I think that that's why displays exist. Like people want to see the picture, see the story, and feel immersed in it. And I feel like, you know, the Hisense U8G is going to do that the same as the C1, just in a different way. And it's ultimately up to you to decide if that's something that's, you know, your way. You know, if you need that black level, then you know that the C1's going to do it for you. So hopefully that answered it a little bit better. We've got a question coming in from Josh. What's going on? You said, oh wait, I've already got that one. Sometimes the chat lags. Sometimes I have to scroll. We've got, let's see. We've got Ahim. You said mask still cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. We've got Big C Dub. You said, on your word alone, I went and sold my C7 and bought the C1 for a sweet $1,200. I still have my C9 fully calibrated. So far, C9 looks better. Gonna pay for your expert settings, bro. Yeah, out of the box, it's not gonna impress you. And I think for me, that was one of the big realizations I had, like when I made the transition from like being like a prosumer to like a pro reviewer kind of thing, so to speak, because I kind of do this like professionally, not really, sort of, kind of. It's weird. It's a weird thing. Like I have this thing with Hisense where it's a sponsor, not a sponsor. There's no money involved, but they give me information that benefits the community, so I'm just kind of like, So it's one of those things where it's just kind of like, I mean, it's hard because it's like if you go into it expecting beautiful image quality, like guys like FOMO, be the installer. Sorry to dead name you guys, but it's got to happen. You guys don't really know what you're doing. I have to be honest about that. You've admitted it on multiple occasions. You're just kind of figuring it out. okay, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, come on, man. Like, you can't show TVs out of the box like what Digital Trends does all the time, because it gives people the idea, like when they're glowing about it, wow, these are amazing, this looks great. Compared to what? Compared to what? You're not comparing anything. You're literally doing a dry run test. Literally just tweak it a little bit. Learn how to make it look better. I mean, because God, these people are going to buy these TVs and have the same experience that you had. You know what I mean? Where they're looking at it, they're upgrading from their older LG, and they're like, you know what? I don't really fuck with that. I don't see the upgrade. I don't see personally where it's worth my money. And I think that's really where you're going to have a lot of the misconception. Like, I thought that when you go to LG OLED, everything changes. And so I think my review style early on for the C8, for the C10, it was really expecting to see what a lot of these so-called experts were talking about being next level stuff. And so for me, it's just kind of like, not really. It's not really going to be there. And of course, obviously, I knew that going into it, to be a little honest, obviously, about that. But I mean, you know, there's just that part of you that kind of hopes that they're right. You know, I don't ever watch Digital Trends or Artings or anyone when I watch their videos and hope that they lose or hope that they fail or hope that they're wrong. Every time I watch any of y'all videos, by the way, if y'all are watching right now, I'm hoping you guys prove me wrong and you show up the most honest you've ever been. I would love that. You know, I would welcome that, because that's what we need. People need the truth. We get lied to all the time. Every single time we turn on the news. We don't need that from, like, literally independent guys as well, literally reviewing and reporting products, covering up bad things that people are going to find out anyway. Like, case in point, maybe the C1's not as amazing if you just take it out of the box, and it's not. And I even showed that off to my members in my brand new HDR settings that I put out, where HDR for me, total dog shit on the C1. I'll probably do a video on it. It was dog shit. It was so bad. And I never touch HDR. I use SDR, so I don't find this stuff out until after the fact. It was so bad. It was so bad. So bad. It was the most green, pukey, ugly, washed HDR I've ever seen. It was terrible. And so I had to really work and use unorthodox approaches to fix that. It was a pain in the ass. And I still got to make some gaming settings for them. So it's going to be a lot of work and a little bit more time on my part, but you get the idea. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going with this. Long-winded tangent, but you get the idea. All right, so now we're going to answer a question from, I can't say that name. I don't know how to say your name. I'm just going to read your question because I will literally butcher your name. You said, Quantum, my brother, you said, what are your thoughts on digital trends? I think digital trends could be cool. I think Caleb means well. I do. I don't watch Caleb and think like, you're like skeezy and conniving. I mean, he works for a corporation of sorts, I'd imagine, you know, a major publication as a senior editor. So naturally, there's a lot of like stuff that you got to do to keep your job. Like, that's just anybody. But I feel like digital trends is one of those places where like they're just like CNET, right? It's like there's nobody really there that's like actually a professional at the craft of calibration. They're more so literally just reporters. You got a degree in journalism, you learned about talking points and how to present yourself and write a story and type a blog article or something, but that's not the same as knowing what makes an image tick, literally knowing how to blend and mix colors to reproduce a picture. Like, there's so much that goes into the science of this, and I just feel like, you know, they're great for end users. Most everyday people don't care about what I just said. You know, they don't care about the science of what makes a color tick. They whip it out of the box and they go, why is my picture not pretty? I'm taking it back. They don't ever care about why or how to make it better, right? So I think that's why Digital Trends is really popular, and so are the other channels like Engadget, because you don't really need experience or professionalism or even knowledge to do this reviewing thing. You could literally just whip a TV out of the box, do dry run tests. FOMO has under almost 100,000 subscribers, and B, the installer, has like 60 plus thousand or whatever he's at now. Literally never calibrating or knowing anything about image quality. I'm gonna sit up for this. If they can do it, you can do it too. Get your money, because they're getting theirs. Why would you listen to a guy that knows less about image quality than you do? You probably know more than them bumping around on Reddit to each other and talking to random friends. And I don't understand why, if you're going to watch a guy, an everyman, literally just, you might as well ask your best friend to start a podcast with you than go watch what FOMO and Be the Installer have been doing. Literally the circle jerk of live streams. It's like, no disrespect, but like, you're just dudes. Like, you don't know anything. What are you talking about? It drives me insane to watch people like blindly support this. And I just look at it and I'm like, my God, do you have any, like, what is happening? But c'est la vie. I mean, do your hustle, do your thing. But I feel like everyone watching this live stream can be the next Be the Installer or be the next FOMO. It's not hard. They don't know anything. Just do a dry run test and compare videos. You've already got young cats out there doing their thing. You've got KG and you've got Keep It Classy coming up. I mean, literally, just dudes. Literally, just regular people. You don't have to have a background in anything. So my point being, like, you don't have to be a quantum knowledge of anything. You don't need it. But it would be nice to see that. And so I think when I look at Digital Trends and CNET and all these other places, be nice if they introduced that aspect, since they're supposed to be the professional bodies that everybody looks at. Be the professional. Maybe step it up a bit. Learn more than just journalism. That would be my thing. So those are my thoughts on Digital Trends. Otherwise, I mean, they're fine. They're just generic. All right, so next we've got Isaac. You said you're doing a great job. Love the community. Hope the family is well and is doing good yourself. Yes, thank you, Isaac. I appreciate that. And you've been like one of my longtime viewers. Like, seeing your name and your profile picture not changed since like 2016 is crazy, dude. Like, you've been in the community a minute. So thank you for still being here, showing up to these things. I really appreciate you, brother. You're one of a million. So I appreciate you. One in a million, not one of a million, because we're not there. But you get what I'm saying. All right, so SM Bosco, what's going on? You said, big ups Quantum TV, appreciate the live stream. Where do you think we are with burn-in protection these days? Do you expect newer TVs to have less burn-in and older models? I mean, as far as burn-in, it's still a thing, very obviously. I still run into it. My S9 got burned in recently. My wife's S9 is burned in. It does happen. And it's weird. Like, I watch a lot of anime on my phone, and then I find that the burn-in goes away after a while. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out is because in all the OLED TVs, they'll tell you you don't want to watch 4:3 or 16:9 for too long. You could burn in the black bars if the TV gets too bright or whatever. And, you know, something to that effect. And it's just kind of like, you know, so the risk is still there, and they're still putting that disclaimer in their manuals. So until they can fix that or make it go away, you're still going to run the risk of irreparable damage just by watching your TV. And that still makes OLED like a no-go for a lot of people, especially people playing stuff like FIFA. I literally got a commenter the other day. He plays a lot of FIFA, and you know what? He doesn't want his TV to burn in while he's just doing his thing. I completely understand that, and for that, I'd say go with the U8G or something else, because, you know, you're going to need an LED if you need static stuff. This TV behind me right now, the Samsung Q8FN, if I need a heavy-hitting, deep black, inky, damn near OLED-looking TV, that's my guy, dude. Like, that's the TV I use for a lot of that heavy gaming stuff, because you just can't do it all on OLED. You just can't. And I think that's ultimately my point here with all of that. Okay, so we've got this SM Bosco. You said, my voice sounds kind of like yours. And then you said, hold on, the stream just lagged again. Give me a second. My voice kind of sounds like yours. Where are we? There. That's funny as shit. My voice kind of sounds like yours. I do a dead-on Gollum. You said, haha, must be the tone of voice. I'm telling you, bro, like, you can't make this stuff up. It's so hilarious. I'm telling you, if, like, I did the Gollum voice, my wife would be, like, turning into the Exorcist and literally, like, fuck are you doing? Like, she would hate it. Absolutely cringing. It's a terrible thing. I would never do it to her, but it's still pretty awful. All right, what's going on? Silent Wake, I appreciate your donation of $5, brother. Thank you. You're really helping the channel out. You've been a part of this community for a very long time, supporting us. So shout out. For everybody that doesn't know, Silent Wake is like one of our longtime community members and like literally one of the most supported people. I think like Silent Wake, Troy, we've got like Alex Perez. I'm not going to get everybody. Please don't hate me. We've got a lot of people that are really awesome, and I want to thank you guys for that. You guys are really awesome. So seriously, it's really humbling to watch you guys year in, year out come on and support the channel day in, day out. And again, I see you guys, and I just want to acknowledge you. So thank you for that. Now, what your comment was is you said, good to see you doing a hot mic again, dude. Looking ahead, do you think Samsung will ever get back to trying like they did in 2017 through 2018? I think it'd be a while before they try like this again, but maybe it is possible. But who knows? Fingers crossed. And the reason I'm doing a hot mic again is actually because I was going through and I read your comment and you were saying how you wanted us to do hot mics again. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I haven't done one of these things in a long time, so I might as well. Massive shout out to Ahim Triple O. you donated 50 bucks to the channel. Thank you so much, helping us out. That's gonna do a lot to help this community. So thank you. And I love the like Voltron emoji. Like, what even is that awesome sauce right now? Like, that is so cool. Like, I really love it. So thank you, man. That's like super duper cool. And shout out to Angel Aureliana. I hope I said that right. Welcome to the VIP family. Thank you for becoming a member. I definitely do appreciate it. So if you want settings or anything like that, or exclusive perks, insider knowledge as I get it, so to speak, just, hit me up, man. And again, welcome. So thank you all for like showing the support tonight and the love. You guys have been pretty awesome. Like, seriously, thank you. All right, so I'm going to answer the last few questions and then I'm going to get going. I've actually got to check to see how much battery I've got left because I don't know. I've got like 51% left. I got to be careful with this because like my battery life can drain pretty much on an A7R pretty instantly. So I've got to be careful. Okay, so we've got, let's start here. We've got any chance on getting game optimizer settings for the C1. Yes, I'm currently working on those and they should be ready. I don't want to give a time frame because, if I rush them, then you're going to be disappointed and you're like, oh, they look like crap. But I got you, Josh. I'm definitely working on them for sure. TCL R646 versus the Hisense U88G, mainly used for gaming and movies. I would go with the Hisense U8G because once you said movies, then that kind of, it's hard though. It's not that easy, is it? Because movies tend to like, because the TCL has some black crush that you got to work out. But if you can figure that out, I think the TCL might actually be better in some aspects. So that's really, it could go either way. That one really could go either way. That's a pretty hard one. We have Quantum with TV. Is it better the X95J or the U8G? I would go with the U8G all day, every day. I saw the X95J. If I'm being very honest, I don't think there's a point in reviewing it. It was bad. It was really bad. Like blooming, clouding, flashlighting. Like I'm looking at this TV and I'm like, this is not even like the 930E level. And the 930E from 2017 wasn't perfect. It had clouding and all that other stuff. And that had that too. And the motion, again, it's not great. And then the chipset is a gimmick. It's not cognitively doing anything. I mean, and I would love for Sony to explain where or how anything cognitive is happening. Because as I look at it, it's less immersive than what I was seeing with my Sony X900E. And if I ever do a review of the X95J, better believe a side-by-side comparison is going to happen between the 900E and the X95J. People are going to be pissed. They're going to hate me, call me every name in the book. But I'm going to be honest about it. Just saying. So, moving on, we have Sean. What's going on, man? You said, what's up, Quantum? What's going on, brother? Good to see you come out tonight. We've got, did Hisense send you a new U8G? Unfortunately not. I sent out an email, never really got a reply, so I'm going to take that as a no. They still haven't found one. We've got, not including the LG C1, what is your recommended TV for the PlayStation 5? You said story-based gaming, occasionally multiplayer, plus watching movies. It goes back to the video I recently made where it's the TCL R646 and the Hisense U8G. I think those are going to be the other things. My wife donated a pumpkin. We're going off script now. My wife donated a pumpkin to the donators and new members. She would like to say thank you to you guys. And here we go. Here's your pumpkin. So, Ahim, Silent Wake, and Angel. I'm sorry. I have to read these because I can't see through the thing. Yo, this is your pumpkin. I think it's so cool that she does stuff like this. My wife's awesome. Gotta respect the wife. Really cool. So, yeah. Shout out to you guys, man. Most definitely. And we're going to set this pumpkin here. And I think it's really cool, man. We've got... I'm having fun with this. This is like so much fun. Like guys, you have no idea. It's so different when you do a live stream and you can be yourself and you're not on Injustice using PlayStation 5. Like you finally figure out how to get OBS running and all the equipment and all that. It's so much better, dude. Because like I have fun with it and you guys can see me having the fun that I'm actually having with this. So it's a lot more fun this way. So we've got... I'm just going to read your comments because if I read the names, it'll slow it down and you guys won't get your questions answered and be disappointed. So what do you think of people still recommending the X90J over the U8G and R646? I think it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the video. Those are the people that don't actually have a technical background in calibration and understanding image quality and what makes image quality. So it's easy to recommend the wrong TV if you don't really know what makes image quality. So those mistakes can happen. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but like I put out in my last video, one of those guys, we know who it is, literally said, I'm right today, wrong tomorrow. I respect everybody has to start somewhere, but if you're going to start somewhere, never recommend anything. Like, learn first. Like, do not make recommendations if you don't know. Like, that's so damaging. Like, don't do people like that. They're paying and trusting you. You know, like for me, like that's like crappy. Like, don't do it, man. So I think people recommending the X90J over those big TVs like the U8G and the R646, they have no idea what the U6 is capable, or the U8G and the R646 are capable of. They both hit way harder than any LED series I've seen out of Sony this year. And that's a definitive fact, and everyone on this video can definitely test it and see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like undeniable, like seriously. All right, so we've got, hey, what's going on, Troy? Hey, nice to see you, man. It's good when you come out, man. I appreciate it. Troy's also one of those people, I think I already said that, like always showing up, man. Super awesome. You said, no, the UAG is better than basically any Sony LED. Yeah, basically. Right, I agree, but people are still swearing by the X90J. They really shouldn't be. What's going on, Chintu Pat? Damn, I haven't seen that name in a while. You also have been here a long time. I think you're like one of the day one subscribers. Like, you've been here a minute. Shout out for that, man. Hey, all my day one guys. I see you, man. Like, that's pretty awesome, for real. All right, we've got, pay attention to who's saying that, for real. Hey Q, you said, thanks for the advice, love my C1, literally no complaints. Yeah, it's a pretty awesome thing for sure. Do you think Samsung will clean up their act in 2022? I think I already got that. Okay, yeah, okay, now we're finally back to where we are. Oh, I missed this super chat. I'm so sorry, Devontae. Devontae Swing donated $5. Thank you so much, man. It really does help us out. You said, what's up, Q? Would love to see a movie review for Zack Snyder's Justice League. Okay, you got it. You said, just bought the 4K Blu-ray from Best Buy. Thanks, and appreciate all you do. I'll make sure I get on that. I'll probably, leave and go to the store after I'm done with the live stream and buy the Zack Snyder Justice League code. And I'll make it a point to give away the digital copy as well. You know, just because, why not? And, yeah, we'll make that review happen. So, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll give away the digital code in the review itself so people actually watch it. And, somewhere in the review, like a ninja, I'm just gonna put it there. So we'll see what happens. Okay, good idea though. And again, thank you for helping us out, man. I really appreciate you donating to the channel and helping. Seriously, thank you. We've got Phil. What's going on? Not Phil. You said Phillips. I got Phil out of Phillips. You said you're John V, and you said hello. I got a heart, and you said, will you ever do a Philips review? I did a Philips review on a monitor. That didn't go so well. People were really mad about that. But, I mean, if Philips ever, makes a good TV that's available in the States, I see no reason why not. I've got no bias or anything against them. David, what's going on? You said, hey, man, how you feel about the TCL 6 series with Google TV versus Hisense? I think they're about equivalent. I think both offer a similar setup where they both have Google Terms of Service, so either way, it's kind of the same thing. Jose, what's going on? You said Hisense U9DG. Any updates on when it's coming out? No, they've been radio silent, dude. They're not telling me nothing, man. I'm like everybody else. I'm like, be nice to know though, you know. Yes, sir. Love my UHG. What's up, bro? You said great stream, still watching on the H9G at the moment. H9's a great TV, and also thank you, Ray, for also being one of the more active people in the community. I see you, brother, every day. I do see you guys. I never get the chance to really, on camera, thank you for everything you all do individually, but really, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And then we've got Alfonso, what's going on? You said, went in on the C1. You've been helping me out for a year. You said, stay awesome, stay solid. Yeah, I appreciate that, Alfonso, most definitely. And honestly, I went in on the C1 too. It's a great TV. I can't help it. It's really good. And shout out to I'm going to mess this up. Artist614. Sorry for messing up your name. Welcome to the VIP family. Thank you for, again, joining and being a part of that. If you want to know like the lowdown on all the perks that you get for that, just make sure you stop by the VIP community tab, and hey, we'll have a conversation about it. But definitely welcome. If you have settings that you're trying to get, let me know. I'm good for it. I'll help you out. But again, welcome to the VIP family. We've got Steve Smith. What's going on, man? It's been a while. Like, seriously, I appreciate you stopping by. You said, hey, where's my pumpkin? For real. It's been a while. It's funny you say that because I actually just got it handed one. I'm not even, you can't make this up. It's about that time, Steve. This is overdue, Steve. You get a pumpkin, man. Like, seriously, you're like one of the best community members. I would almost say the best. Because, I mean, like, literally, every single time for, like, years, I think it's been since at least 2016, you've been putting on. Steve gets his own jersey right here in the form of a pumpkin. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Awesome sauce right there, for real. Most definitely. Okay, so now we've got, Sean, what's going on? You said, how's the upscaling on the, on Hisense with their AI upscaling? All right, so let's be honest. I think Hisense has a ways to go with upscaling. It's their weakest point. I think if they can get that part buttoned up, we're good to go. I think their clarity is the one thing that really needs an improvement. So if they can improve on that, I think they might just win the whole thing. I really do, because they're really there with color. Nobody's touching them so far that I've seen yet, except for like maybe LG with color. They got to get their motion. They got to get that buttoned up. But the AI stuff, I think, like, if they could figure that out and how to three-dimensionally render things, they're really going to win a lot. Like, really. Like, it's going to be incredible. Josh, you said, how are you, legend? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And, hey, you're always, like, the most complimenting person, too. Like, I've noticed that. Like, out of everybody, you send, like, the most compliments, and I do recognize that, for sure. Most definitely. You're, like, one of those people, like, definitely, like, top-notch, for real. Thank you, man. Oh, man. Shout out to Howard. I'm sorry. I missed your super chat. It doesn't always show me, so sorry about that. Donating $18 to the channel helps us out a ton, so thank you. Seriously, I appreciate it. Really. You said, how much do you know of T-Mobile home internet and the extra room TV? I got the A8G Sony in the living room, updated the new firmware thoughts. I don't really know much about T-Mobile's home internet. If it's anything like their regular internet, yeah, I don't know how reliable this. I don't know how reliable that's gonna be, man. Man, when I tell you, T-Mobile has not been great. They've not been great to me at all. The kind of service, as far as coverage, I wouldn't do it, man. I don't know, man. I don't trust it. I just don't. They're hotspots. They're all that. Like, nah. I had it on my phone for a couple of years. Did not like it. So yeah, not my thing at all. As far as my thoughts on the firmware for the A8G, I haven't done it. I kind of refuse to do the firmware for the A8G. I'm just kind of like, not gonna happen. We're not gonna do the firmware. So, but if it works for you, by all means, definitely give it a go. Well, you probably already did, obviously, but you know what I mean. Is there any way I can donate my Hisense U8G for you to do the rest of the setting? Wait, for you to do the rest of the settings for members, LMFAO? I mean, I might just have to figure out a way to get one myself, because, I mean, there have been a lot of requests for the U8G to come back. It might just be one of those things where we're just going to have to redo it, you know, just let's round to it, you know. It's not uncommon. It does happen from time to time. So if you guys want a round two, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see what I can do, you know. We've got LG C1 or G1. C1. G1's overpriced. They don't have any stands, and the C1 is basically the same exact thing, more or less, and you're getting an awesome picture. I don't see a reason to make that leap. It's too much money, and honestly speaking, the experience isn't there, in my personal opinion. Just saying. We've got what camera and lens do you use? Looks great. So I use an A7R III with a a Sony G Master, and the focal length can vary. I have multiple types of lenses that I switch out, if I'm being completely honest. One day I'm using the G Master, 1.4, 24 millimeter. The next day I'm using Sigma Art. Next day I'm using Tamron. Next day I'm using Carl Zeiss. you'll never know. I switch it up too much. So I don't know. It just depends on what mood I'm going for, what look aesthetically I want, how much bokeh I want in the background, how much I don't want. So it really does depend. So yeah, I spend money on this. This is not cheap. This is work. This is a lot of work. A lot of personal funds, to be honest. But, you know, I justify it. I'm so bad, dude. I'm so bad. I'll justify it 9 times out of 10. I don't even need the shit. I'll see a sale on a lens that I don't even need. I'll be like, I could use it for my job. And I can also use it for my channel. That's like 2 for 1. I think I'm going to do both. I think I'm going to get both of those lenses, even though there's only a sale on one of them. I'm terrible. Terrible. Just awful. But I'm not sorry for it. All right, so we've got, do you plan on doing a comparison between the U8 and R646? Unfortunately not. I don't have the R646 anymore, so that comparison, I wouldn't be able to do both at the same time. What is your surround sound system looking like? I don't really do surround sound. Might shock everybody, but as far as audio, I'm like a bum. I'm like a scrub. I'm like the lowest of the fruits in many people's opinions because I prefer sound bars over sound systems. I hate wires. Let me say it again. I hate wires. I hate wires so much. It is the worst. It is literally the worst for me to have to sit there and hook everything up. These big ass subwoofers taking up space in my room. Nah, Chief. I want it sleek and sexy under the TV, tucked away in a corner next to a bookshelf maybe. You could forget about it, you know? And then, next thing you know, you're chilling. You're doing your thing. And it looks good. And it's all streamlined. I like that minimal, sleek look, you know? That very dapper kind of feel to my audio setup. So, yeah, it might not knock the socks off, but raise your hand. I'm sure, I can't see you obviously, but raise your hand, bro, if you have a wife like mine and you're not allowed to blare the audio system anyway because nobody wants to be hearing all that. Just saying. Sometimes it's a little much. And, you know, it rumbles. Even a soundbar. That shit kicks. And I've got the Sony Z9F. That thing kicks, man. I love that soundbar. I never really want for anything more. Like, I literally, it fills my room just fine. So I'm not like, I want extra speakers. If I ever really get that desperate, I guess I could buy the extra speakers. But I've never even needed to do that. Though, truth be told, partial reasoning on why I didn't is at Best Buy I saw that it was crackling when I did the demonstration. I was like, hell nah. You're not going to get me on that shit, dude. Like, what is that? I hear it popping. Like, I'm not buying that. $200 for what? Well, technically $3, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, it's not really the best, but you know. Oh, shout out to Alfonso. Welcome to the VIP family. I want to thank you for that. I don't know if I said that already, but if I didn't, welcome. I appreciate you. And I'm gonna mess this up. I'm sorry in advance. I'm gonna mess this up. Audijaki, sorry. Thank you for being a VIP member. I really don't know how to say that. If you can like syllable it up, I'll correct it. But yeah, welcome to the VIP family, and thank you for being a part of the community for sure. We've got Steve Smith. He said, tell your wife thanks for the pumpkin. Steve says, thanks for the pumpkin. She says, thumbs up. We've got Justin. You said, appreciate the work you do. Is the C1 worth the price difference between the U8? Absolutely. I definitely do it. I'd do it again. You said, damn Hisense right there. You said, the lighting is so good. Thanks, Hugh. You're also like one of the long-time people in the community as well. So like, I'm seeing all my guys tonight. Thanks for coming out, man. Enoch. You. I'm laughing with how long you've been around. You've probably been around as like back when it was my original name, which was my legal name. That's how long you've probably been around. Like, you've been around a long time. I see that name and I'm like remembering it. It's like, I'm like Nomcat. I'm like, nom. Like, I'm going crazy. Like, it's crazy seeing like some of these names. Like, it's really cool. You said, Quantum, if you're curious about if I'm rocking the X930E, the answer is yes. I'm still rocking with the original 6.2, and I've never updated it ever since. Wish you had kept it. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I kept it too. I'm taking that walk of shame right now, and I'm taking that L. I'm definitely in my feels right now. I'm sitting here like getting rained on by all these new Sony TVs. Like, God, if I only kept my 930E, but the motion was really bad for me and it did make me feel bad. And I was getting a lot of flack from my wife about it. She's like, "You're an idiot." I'm like, "No, it's great. I like it." And she's like, "No, no, it makes you sick. Stop doing it." And I'm like, "But just a little bit? Can I get away with it a little bit more?" She's like, "No, no, we're taking the shit back." And I'm like, "All right, all right." And so I took my L, and I'm sure most husbands go through that. You take your L when you know you're not going to get away with it. So that's just, I couldn't get away with it. But yeah, crazy to see Enoch, man. We have Hugh. You said teach you about lighting and stuff like that. I'm not opposed to it. If you want to learn, sure. I know professional photography, and I can absolutely teach. Absolutely. We've got Clerks 93. You said I still have an X900E. Awesome stuff there. Yes, round two. Yes, round two. Okay, we're getting a couple of requests for that. I still have the C9, still so relevant. Still relevant. So it's the chat lags. It's very stupid sometimes. Oh, so I'm happy. Gotcha. Go with Sonos Arc Sub. No wires and it's amazing. Yeah, man. But Sonos really, like, two companies for me, they lose my business immediately. Sonos and Bose. Now, for me, I like Bose, but I also don't like that they charge separately for the subwoofer. I'm like, how the hell are you gonna sell a 2.1 and it ain't a 2.1? What in cousin fucking Betty Crocker shit is this? Like, that's how I feel when I look at it. I'm like looking at them and I'm like, what are you doing? You're charging me $800 for the soundbar. And they go, yes. You're also charging me like $1,000 for the subwoofer. Also, yes. And at that point, I'm like, keep it. I don't even want it anymore. It's a unit. Just sell it together at one final price. It's kind of like that psychological thing. I don't know if you go through this too. Let me know in the comments if you do. Like, you ever go on Amazon and they're saying dumb shit like next day shipping? And you're like, cool, next day shipping. And then you pay the price, it's the regular price, but then there's like this item that has like $30 extra for shipping, and then you're like, nah, chief, I think I'll go with the free shipping. But the free shipping price includes the big price. Mentally, I'm just one of those people. I make it one final price, make it easy for me, We've got Josh. You said get her some nice noise canceling headphones. That ain't gonna work. She's not gonna wear headphones. I'm gonna be quiet. That's how that works. Oh no, my God! You trying to get me killed over here, bro? Calm down. Oh my God, I could never imagine. Okay, if you don't know, my wife is Latina. Okay, you cannot approach a Latina and go to her and say, okay, I want you to wear noise canceling headsets because I'm gonna be the man in the house and blare music as loud as I want. Not gonna happen. You know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna look at you. Just like that, bro. Just like, and you're out. You're out. And then you can do nothing because you're dead. So no, I'm not gonna do that. That's against my well-being. We've got raised hand. We got Sean. You said active speakers are amazing. You should try it, even at low numbers. You have a couple brands, maybe? I'll look into some. Who knows? We've got Alfonso. You said taking notes of the Z9F. Thanks. This will be interesting. The Z9F is that soundbar for me. I made a video, I think like a couple years ago. I think like 2018. I fooled a lot of people with it too. I just started off like pretending like it was raining outside. Everybody bought it. Everybody ate it up. Nobody knew the wiser until at the end of the video where I was like, this is actually my soundbar. And they're like, what? I was like, yeah, this shit kicks. Of course you had your trolls that are like the audio system guys with like 10,000 wires stretched across their living room. They're like, huh, my setup. Nobody asked. Nobody cares. It's just a light flex. Can I not have my mediocre little tiny baby flex? Leave me alone. I don't know. That was my thing. So we've got Aoi. You said Quantum, we love you. I appreciate it, brother, and thank you. We've got raised hand with subtitles. Flance A1, okay. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering it. AI actually, AI 41, and then the AI 61 are great options. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I've covered all my bases here. So that pretty much concludes today's live stream. There's not really a whole lot more to talk about. I think I've been yammering on here for a minute about family time. You never know when you'll get your pumpkin, so stay active in the community. You get that shout out. Everybody's due for their pumpkins. And speaking of pumpkins, oh no, looks like we've got more people. So shout out to all you guys, man. You guys are super fantastic. We've got here I can't read that. Howard. We've got my wife is laughing at me. My wife is making these. I can't read her handwriting all the time. And we've got Alfonso. This is for you. And we've got, I couldn't say your name and I butchered it and I'm so sorry. But put on for you guys, man. That fall pumpkin, man. And you never know. Maybe Christmas is something different. Who knows? But you guys are awesome. So I wanted to thank you guys. Seriously, though, I just like to have a little fun with you guys here and just shoot the shit, just hang out and have a good time. So I appreciate you guys for stopping by, being a part of the community, watching, being a part of this live stream. It's been a lot of fun today. Like, I've had a lot of fun doing this, and it kind of reinvigorates this kind of job, if you will, of just answering questions and making videos on YouTube. It takes the soullessness out of it and makes it fun when I can interact with you guys one-on-one like this. So I'm glad I finally got my thing working and figured it out. And yeah, I got it all working, so now we're good to go. That being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and that's pretty much the whole video. I see some questions coming in. Please ask them in the comment section down below. If you missed the live stream, make sure you catch the next one next week, 7 p.m. through 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is what we do. I'll try to keep this going regularly as I can. As you guys can see, I'm in full health again. Treatment has been working nicely, so my nerve damage is kind of chilled out a bit. So I'm not like dying on set anymore. So now that's great. So now I can do these videos. So I really appreciate all the support you guys have given me, and then also people behind the scenes personally reaching out and helping as well with that kind of thing, emotionally and all that stuff. You guys have been awesome. Daniel G. Perez, a pumpkin is coming for you. Pumpkin's coming for you. But that being said, until the next video, I'll see you guys later for sure. Now I gotta figure out how to end this thing. I'm not very good at this.